Hi and welcome to another episode of the Innovation Shuttle. Once again from Silicon Valley, and today we have our first episode in the field of generative AI. Big word right now all across the world of technology. And my guest today is Garrett. He is currently the head of growth marketing at copy.ai, a company with amazing technology, amazing traction, and an even more inspiring vision. So from here on, I can only say enjoy the video and enjoy what Garrett has to share with us. All right, Garrett, welcome to the Innovation Shuttle. Good morning.
Good morning.
I already introduced you to our viewers, and as we get going here, thank you for joining the ride, first of all.
Thanks for having me.
And first question, as always, would be, could you please introduce yourself a little bit? And then also we would be interested in your superpower, either as a person or at work. That's for you to decide. But I would say, let's go.
Awesome, let's do it. Hey everyone, I'm Garrett. I'm the head of growth marketing at copy.ai. I've been here just about under a year. I'm focused on all of our enterprise marketing initiatives and helping us bring on our first enterprise customers. A little background on copy.ai, actually. We were founded a little over 2 years ago. We were the first application built on OpenAI's GPT-3 model.
So that was before anyone knew about it.
Yes, yeah. The company was very early to that. Actually, our founders, Paul and Chris, when they founded the company, they saw this amazing technology be released, but they didn't see anybody actually building on GPT-3 OpenAI's model. And so what they said is, I guess it's us that are gonna have to build a company on this tech. So they started iterating, and they were launching new companies every other day, trying to land on something. And so they actually launched copy.ai on Twitter, and within 48 hours, they had 2,000 users. And so they're like, okay, wow, I think we got something here. And so they started growing the company. And the reason I share that is, about a year ago, I saw Paul, our CEO, tweeting about copy.ai on Twitter, and I saw them having tremendous growth. I saw they were adding users as well as incredible revenue growth. And so I reached out to Paul on Twitter. And I said, hey, I'm impressed with what you guys are doing over there. Can we have a chat? I'd love to share some insights. And he said, sure. And so he ended up setting up a time with me. We jumped on a call, and it ended up being a great chat, and he's like, I want you on the team here. And so we ended up joining the company, and now I've been here for about a year, and we've grown from 0 to 10 million users in the last.
I saw that on LinkedIn this morning. Congratulations to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if I would guess your superpower now, I would say it would be like curiosity and open to connect.
Yeah, I mean, maybe changing diapers in less than 10 seconds, but no.
If you can teach me that, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I'd say, one thing that I'd say is my superpower is I really care about the people that I work with and building meaningful relationships with them. So to me, it's super important that you get to know the folks that you're working with. And to me, I feel like I have an ability to connect with people really quickly because I actually care to learn about their story and what they're going through and what makes them tick and get them going and excited about things in life. I love to feel the energy of people, and to me, that's what I love and enjoy doing.
I would say from the conversations we had, I would 100% confirm that is true.
Thank you.
All right, then let's talk a little bit more about copy.ai.
Yeah.
I mean, generative AI right now is a huge, I don't want to say buzzword, but it's definitely in everybody's head, I hope. But for most people, it's literally the experience that they might have gone to ChatGPT once. They try to use it a little bit, and I heard a lot of stories where they say, yeah, it's just like Google. It feels like Google, but copy.ai has tremendous success right now because you guys go way beyond the classic capabilities. So I think if you could talk a little bit more about what copy.ai is, what you do for your customers, how you accelerate your customers' businesses, save cost, and then of course the vision. That is always what's most interesting.
So copy.ai was originally designed for marketers to improve the way that they create content more efficiently, as well as ideating really fast. What was cool about these generative AI models is that they were creative. So a lot of folks, they actually, when they talk about ChatGPT and some of these other models, what they say is, hey, you know what? This hallucinates too much. I don't like what I'm getting out of it. But To me, the hallucination is actually a good thing because it is actually being creative and giving you new ideas. And that's where a lot of people struggle. So where you can start with from like a marketing perspective, if you're struggling with ideas, is to actually go and chat with ChatGPT or copy AI chat to really figure out, you know, how these models work, what makes them tick, and actually answer a question in the way that you'd like it to. Like you said, a lot of people, they use these models and then very quickly give up after 1 or 2 interactions because they don't feel like it gave them the right answer. But sometimes it requires going back and forth with the AI 4 to 6, 7 times to get it to a point where you're feeling very good about the content that it produced for you. So to go back to copy AI, you know, about a year ago, when ChatGPT launched, we had to reinvent the company. You know, our company was initially focused on generating text through a text box for specific tools, like generate ad copy for your website or a product description. And ChatGPT changed everything overnight. A funny story, we actually went to go create a chatbot with OpenAI's GPT-3 model, and they told us no. So when you're an early partner of OpenAI, you know, they obviously had very strict rules about what you could use their application for. And so we were actually denied to create a chatbot initially. So that's why the business went down the path of creating tools. So when ChatGPT launched, we said, okay, this was maybe the day of, we decided, okay, we're gonna reinvent this entire company. And I joined Copy AI 1 week before ChatGPT launched. So I was thrown right into the
It's crazy that it's already a year.
Yeah, it's almost a year. Coming up on it fast.
Wow.
And so once, about 3 weeks in, we had our first draft of this chat product. And we launched it very quickly to our users, and very quickly I think in the first week we had over 3 million interactions with our chat, so we knew we were onto something. One thing unique that we do is we actually allow our users to interact with the web. So with ChatGPT, they do have a browsing capability, but with Copy AI, it's baked in there directly, so you can drop in URL links and manipulate content and generate content directly.
That is a huge advantage.
And one thing that we actually do is we have something called brand voice, and it sounds a bit cheesy, but what you can actually do is you can upload your own personal content to the brand voice analyzer, analyze it, and train the chat on your voice. So what I do is every time now I get an email or I need to think about an idea for a LinkedIn post, I use my own personal brand voice, which I trained it on with my social media posts and my emails, so I can really ideate really quickly.
And the big thing is you can save it, right? You train it once, you save it, because with ChatGPT or with Bard, you always have to insert your, for example, LinkedIn profile again, so that it adapts with your voice. But for you and with Copy AI, you train it once, you got it. So you take your pre-developed content, you got your brand voice, and then you can start creating new content based on the exact voice you want.
Exactly. And so you can actually save it as the default brand voice to the workspace. So think of a company like Siemens, where you have thousands of employees in a single workspace. You may want all your employees creating the same content and the same brand voice because you have brand guidelines. So it's very important that you have something such
But that never happens with human beings.
No, it doesn't. Everybody has it, and it has to go through a huge review process.
Let's be honest, when I had to put collateral out here in the United States, together with marketing, I was able to like pre-write something. But my English is okay, but I'm a German, so of course somebody native had to review, had to do it. Now I can pretty much have Copy AI help me. It's perfect English, and if the content is 90% great, I just tweak it a little bit, and we got the brand voice of our company. And
it also supports 95 different languages. So, you know, Siemens being a global company, you know, if folks need to write content in different languages, you know, these AI models can do that.
So in one sentence, what is the core value proposition you deliver to your customers right now?
Automating business workflows with generative AI.
All right.
And that's something I hadn't even touched on yet. That's where
the good old word workflows. Tell us more about that. What does that mean at Copy AI?
You know, workflows is obviously used across almost every business, so it's really hard to understand what that means from a generative AI standpoint. But we've recently developed and put out the beta version of our workflows product to our users, which allows you to automate a business process that you have just by describing it. So whereas with a chat model like Chat by Copy.ai, you put in some text and you get something back, like content. But instead in this chat box, in our workflows chat box, when you put in your workflow, it gives you out an automated workflow in which you can then integrate into your systems to automate content creation. So an example of how we do this at Copy.ai is we've actually automated all of our outbound outreach. So we get about 50,000 signups for Copy.ai every single day.
Wow, okay.
And what we've done is we've actually created a workflow that takes in a LinkedIn URL and generates a 6-step email sequence that's fully personalized to the person that fits our ICP. So what was never possible before, usually an SDR or a sales rep would have to personalize each email, which was impossible at scale. They would maybe be able to personalize the first email.
Yeah.
Now with our workflows product, we can now automate all of our emails at scale that are fully personalized. This is now the true one-to-one personalization that we've nailed.
Yeah. And it's a huge cost saving on the one side for, I mean, you described the example of Copy.ai, but for your customers. And then at the same time, it's an acceleration of, in this case, a potential customer experience. So it's a win-win on both sides. You change bottom line because you can save a lot of money for your customers, and you accelerate top line growth because a customer is more likely to become a paying customer. All right. Final question on Copy.ai. If somebody wants to get started with it as an individual or as a company, what is the best way to get your hands on the technology?
Just go to copy.ai. You can sign up with your email, and we have actually a freemium model, so anybody can go in and test our tech for free. I also like using the URL chat.new. The reason every time I've got an idea top of mind, I just type chat.new into my URL, and you can sign up with your email and use it for free.
Okay, sounds good. Personal recommendation to everyone: go there, try it out. They have amazing webinars as well for training, and if you weren't able to follow everything that Garrett just said, that was me a couple months ago. But as soon as you adapt to that technology, it completely changes your personal life, but also the results of your company.
Can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
The vision.
You're the guest. You're the speak, pretty much.
Well, I did want to share what the vision of Copy.ai is, because I don't think I got to address that. But what our vision is to enable the world's next billion entrepreneurs. What we believe now with the power of generative AI is that anyone can now start a company of their dreams. So if you wanted to go and start a lipstick business, you could have the generative AI go out and create all the different business plans you need and automate those business processes of that business using our workflows product. So in the future, we're going to see one-man companies or one-woman companies that are generating tens of millions, if not billions of dollars in revenue without having to hire a bunch of employees. Our vision is to make it better for employees to work for themselves and not have to continue working for somebody else.
Because they can do their support, they can do their content creation, they can do their outreach program. Wow. Big. Thanks for sharing that. Almost getting goosebumps. Final question. I saw a lot on your LinkedIn where you talk about the success of being a remote company. Just some quick notes, because right now we're reading these news. Zoom just got an office policy as being a video conferencing tool for remote work. How do you think companies can be successful as a remote company? What are the biggest mistakes you have seen, and why does it work for Copy.ai?
So first of all, I think it makes sense for some companies to be in person. However, for companies like Copy.ai that are remote, what I think we do really well is that there is energy injected into our work culture every single day. We have a very active Slack channel. People communicate really well. We do a daily stand-up with our teams where we all meet for 15 minutes and
daily.
Yeah, daily. And
very good.
Chat with one another. Yeah. But I'd say overall, like we make sure like we prioritize the human and build relationships with one another and make sure we're very clear on the vision. Everybody at our company knows exactly what we're building towards, and it is so important to over communicate everything that you're doing. So every sales call or marketing call that you're on, I drop that stuff directly in public Slack channels for every team to know what I'm working on. I actually think I can communicate better in a remote environment than I used to in a in-person environment. So for me, that is the most important thing you can do. I think where it fails for a lot of companies is it can be hard to manage and lead people remotely because a lot of folks just don't have maybe that specific skill set where they really thrive at managing somebody in a remote environment. But for me, I build really great relationships with all my reports. I can call their cell phone and catch up with them at any time, and like, we're excited to talk to one another. So I think if you build and foster a workforce where people are excited to work there and you put a lot of trust in them to accomplish their best work, they're gonna go out and do that, and they're excited to do that. People wanna be trusted and given the freedom to do the best work of their career, and so it's so important that we trust our employees and provide an environment for them like that.
Love it. So my core takeaway from what you just said is over communicate in a remote setting. That's my core takeaway.
And trust.
And trust.
Trust your team.
Absolutely. So as we're approaching our destination here, what is your final message to everyone who is watching this, maybe thinking about starting a one-man company or being in a big enterprise? Sometimes a little bit stuck and lost in the new hybrid work, but also maybe somebody in marketing who's struggling with adapting to these new tools.
I mean, first of all, generative AI is going to change the way everything is done over the next decade. What I recommend is if you're not playing with this tech today, start using it. Like, even if you're not exactly sure what you want out of it, the way I think about AI is I'm an AI first mentality. So everything I do is going directly to our chat and just chatting with it. So if I need to send somebody an email, I may drop the first draft in there and be like, hey, can you tell me any feedback on this email that you have for this? When I get off an interview with a candidate, I drop in my interview notes into the chat and have it, review all the notes. So my biggest piece of advice is to go in to these AI products and just start playing with them and start learning how to actually use them. And that's really going to help you level up your skill set to start using tech in a way that you never thought you could before.
Awesome. 100% confirm that recommendation. Garrett, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to further collaborate on that journey with you guys. And thanks and have a great weekend.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you. Bye.